Managerial miscommunication. My name is Belinda Golder, and I'll be discussing the topic of managerial miscommunication. The purpose for this topic will be to bring awareness to miscommunication and the negative effects that it has on employees. I intend to establish the argument that miscommunication creates problems rather than solutions and should be avoided. Leaders within management are not exempt from miscommunication issues. Their role in the workplace is of importance, and equally are the directives that are sent down from management. Now, I'll be talking about miscommunication, but in order to fully understand miscommunication issues, we have to get an understanding as to what communication actually is. Communication is an exchange of information from sender to receiver, and during that process of exchange, there's always a connection. Now, I'm going to bring a little clarity to this. So if you go with me, if you will, to the football field, and I want you to imagine that you're at a football game. Now, the players are on the field, and each time that football passes from one player to the other, during that exchange, a connection is being made. And that's pretty much the same as it is in communication. Communication, as I stated, is an exchange of information, and it could consist of signs and symbols. It could be verbal as well as nonverbal. Management has the capacity to be able to use various mediums. Well, we all are able to use various mediums, but right now we're talking about management. So I want you to take a look at this. An exchange of information may take place from management to subordinate in a face-to-face, through a telephone call, or it could be through written document, the internet exchange, or meetings and seminars. Now, when it comes to policies, safety, and anything involving money, there has to be no room for error. There should be no miscommunication when it comes to ethics or business hours as well. Okay, so we've talked about the various mediums. I want to stress the importance of clarity to avoid misunderstanding. There are some messages that must be delivered with clarity, in which there is no room for error. For instance, when it comes to safety and safety issues, these things must be stressed with clarity. There should be no room, absolutely no room for misunderstanding. Now, we all know that in the workplace there should be a fire escape plan, but also in the workplace, if there are any possible hazardous conditions that exist within that building, these things must be made known to each employee. Also, if there are language barriers within the office, it must be communicated also to these employees as well. As a matter of fact, not only should this information be known to each employee, but according to the United States Department of Occupational Safety and Health Administration, each employee must not only be made aware of these conditions, but they should also be given information as to the precautionary measures that they need to take in the event of some sort of incident. We've addressed safety. We want to avoid conflict in that particular area in the office, and we've stressed the importance. There are also other areas in which miscommunication takes place. I want to also stress that it's not also directives from management that could be misunderstood, but employee, they could also bring issues that could convey misunderstandings. But the important thing to remember when it comes to conflict in the office, active listening is key to helping to resolve these issues. Let's look at a few issues that involve miscommunication within the workplace.
Missed that.
There's a fascinating article here about the top 7 communication breakdowns in the workplace.
I wish he'd had the courtesy to say this to me face to face.
I can't believe he sent this out in an email. This is confidential.
Communication is the most important skill in life. Well, it's true. Think about it. Communication is the foundation for everything, and no one seems to do it well.
Speak for yourself.
I am.
It says here that poor communication is the primary reason for most business failures.
We've taken a look at some miscommunication issues. Some of these matters could be resolved with clear and distinct directives. It is also important to be active in listening, and don't be afraid to ask questions, because miscommunication can cause stress. Stress can lead to absenteeism. We don't want any of that in the workplace. So again, it's very important to be effective in communicating. So the next time you're at a football game, make sure that your pass is complete. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. At a football game, make sure that your pass is clear. Thank you. No, your pass is clear.
Your pass is completed? Question mark.
No, I want to bring it back to the football field. How can I do
Bring
that?
back. Yeah, make sure your pass is completed.
Oh, okay.
You don't have
I like
clear
that.
passes.
Okay. Okay.